What's up, everybody? I'm Jessekazam. Welcome back to another Escape From Tarkov video. This is another one of our lessons from Beyond the Grave. We're going to watch a few clips, break down what happened, and figure out what we can learn from those clips. If you liked the video, think about dropping a like or subscribing to the channel. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive right in. So, as usual, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and watch the clip, then we'll go back and break down kind of what happened. The setup here is we're just on Interchange. I'm with the duo. It's pretty early in the raid, and we're kind of just like getting into it. We're in ready for some PvP. So let's go ahead and roll the clip and see what happens. There is somebody else. Hold on.
Where?
Like in a deep with me, maybe? Yeah. Maybe two.
Are you in a dig?
I am. I didn't kill him. I didn't kill him. I'm dead. Somebody's name.
Yeah.
So, super unfortunate, as it always feels rough to die to a nade. Always, because you just feel like there's nothing you can do. A lot of times you don't hear them, whether it's because of the game or because of your audio. I'm using an unsuppressed FAL here, so this is a loud weapon. Or even you can go watch your clip back and you did hear the nade, but because you were focused on getting from point A to point B, you didn't actually like consciously hear it. Whatever it is, dying to nades is always rough. But the kind of theme of this video is, you know, when it's appropriate to retreat, when retreating or falling back is going to save your life. So my duo had eliminated somebody before. I was clearing the area by moving into this store. And as soon as I kind of look over to rechat, I start hearing some people. They're most likely coming from Ollie, moving in this way. I figure that they're either going to wrap around like into Rasmussen, which we'd be able to hear because of the wood footsteps that would happen. They would either come in between the two stores, in which my buddy, who's currently in the store to my left, would get perfect visual on them, or they're going to come in the back here. So I had kind of a setup of, I knew where they were going to come. And this is where gearing up appropriately kind of bit me in the butt, because I didn't do that. I personally like rocking unsuppressed FALs because they sound really cool, and because you're maximizing the recoil. They're getting it lowest by putting on the blast mitigation devices and stuff like that. I don't run Interchange a lot. I run customs, shoreline, stuff like that a lot more often. So I didn't really realize how much this was going to bite me in the butt. But when I open fire on this guy, I immediately completely lose him to the muzzle flash of the gun. He is lost. I can't see him. In the outdoor maps, when it's a little bit brighter, this is a little bit less of an issue. But at this distance, he's already very dark. I mean, you can see he is pretty dark. And I just open fire on him with the SA-58. I completely lose him. He blacks my stomach and gives me a heavy bleed. So that kind of puts you mentally into like a little bit of a panic state. You want to heal. You don't want to lose more limbs. You don't want to start to get the blood that kind of like goes over your eyes. But I tried to quickly eliminate him. I'm talking comms to my buddy saying, hey, I don't know if there's more than one. I did not kill the guy. I lose the stomach right there. And I keep kind of going for the re-peek instead of all this time that I was peeking left, going for shots, peeking right, going for shots. What I didn't want to happen was him to push. I knew I wanted to go for that heal, but I didn't want him to push me. But instead of falling back, I just kind of stayed where I was and just tried to, I guess, counter his push and then go for the heal. I kind of went into this little corner to go for the heal, and his nade exploded and I was dead. But I had plenty of time when you think about from the initial encounter right there. I have plenty of time and I have plenty of cover to go back and link up behind me with my teammate and then pop the heal in a safer position. So I immediately go back behind land cover, or behind cover here between all these boxes. And I could have turned directly around and kept those boxes between me and the guy and did a really quick sprint around the corner and then popped into generic with him, or even just getting around this corner away from the potential danger of him throwing a nade. I could have done that. I had time. I had the cover to do so, but instead I kind of snayed. I was going for those peaks, left and right peaks. And it's the situational awareness of understanding why I didn't kill that guy was because as soon as I opened fire on him, I couldn't see him. So re-engaging in the same exact way my best case scenario here is just hoping for a lucky shot, right? Like if I peeked that corner again and that guy had fallen over dead, it wouldn't have been because of my insane skill. It would have been I full autoed 308 at him and couldn't see him and got a lucky shot. So I put myself in a position where my best case scenario is like luck or a mistake on my enemy, as opposed to pulling back and then getting into a position where I could heal or wait for him to push or get an actual tactical advantage over that guy. So it's pretty obvious that in this situation, falling back would have, and maybe not netted me the victory, but it would have put me in a better situation. I would have been closer to my teammate. We didn't know how many of them there were. It could have potentially been a 2v1 at that point, but I kind of hunkered down. You want the kill, you start getting greedy for the loot, and you've got the heavy bleed, which is just adding a bunch of stuff that you're thinking about, and we made some pretty bad decisions here. We have one more clip similar to this where I should have fallen back. We'll go ahead and take a look at that clip now and then break that one down as well.
There's blood on the wall here and dead scav.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some movie? Yeah.
He's still alive. He's at 112.
Oh my god, he blended in.
I'm holding car behind.
Went in. I was healing, bro. I didn't know he pushed. So another clip. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what I did wrong there. But there is a little bit more to unpack than just run away to heal. But that is basically it. We were moving through. We see, you can even hear my teammate call that there's blood on the wall. There's a scav. Somebody was here. We probably pushed over from the other wing or from admin into this wing to get some PvP. So we knew somebody was there. As he's kind of crawling around, right before he opens fire, I'm hearing steps and I'm in the middle of a call out of like, hey, stop moving. I think I'm hearing somebody else. And he opens fire on that guy. So the plan here is I want to take advantage of if my teammate hit him once or twice and he wants to potentially go heal, I want to be aggressive. I want to be kind of like violent here and push up towards him. Another dark area here, the resort can oftentimes be pretty dark. So equipping a flashlight would have probably been a good thing for me here. But I peeked this corner and I didn't realize there's a lot of angles. I haven't heard him. I haven't gotten the audio of him running away or opening a door or closing a door. So when I'm peeking this corner, there's a lot to check. He could be around this kind of wall, around this wall. He could be pushing further down. He could be in one of these rooms. This room right on my right here is 112, which is the one he called out, which was a good call out because that's where the guy was. My teammate probably shot him over this couch here. He was at 112. So I'm thinking he could be in this room, but he's behind this little water cooler thing. And luckily, by the time I see him and he opens fire, I can be right back behind cover. So that's like a good thing I did there was not trying to engage him because I had overpeaked. He knew where I was and I got back behind cover. So this is what I'm talking about when I say it's a little bit more than just the lesson here is a little bit more than just run away and heal, is that I probably didn't need to heal. I didn't need to heal that bad. Like looking at my character, the thorax HP is where he hit me. So you definitely could make an argument that I needed to heal. But it's interesting how this is something that I struggle with. And obviously that's kind of what this video is about, is the situational awareness around my own health. Oftentimes I find myself being really aggressive when I've got, like 7 HP left in my thorax and my armor's zeroed out. And sometimes like this, I'm popping heals in really bad positions when I actually probably had like 78 out of 80 thorax HP or something like that, as opposed to trying to keep up the pressure and take out the enemy. So this was not only a bad place to heal, but it probably wasn't the most important thing that I pop a heal right now. And so you can try, there's settings where you can try to keep this where your whole body's green and it moves from green to red as you get more and more damaged. And that could be something that gives you a little bit more of that knowledge of like what your health status is. But that's something that I struggle with. I've been noticing more and more recently is I'm so focused on the fight. There's a lot of things to be aware of in a fight. Where's your teammate? Where's the enemy? What's your health status? How much ammo do you have left? All of that kind of stuff. So I kind of go ahead and go for the repeak, see if I can eliminate him. I put some shots exactly where he was. He probably went into one of these rooms, and I go for the heal. I'm thinking that my teammate, this is another thing I did wrong. I'm thinking that my teammate has a good angle on where this guy was. But when you think about it in like a frame like this, you've got my teammate over here on the left. This wall kind of blocks a lot of his vision. Like when you think about where this guy ended up, him being right here, there's no way that my teammate, I mean, this is like, it's blurry, but this is a great frame because here's my teammate on the left. Here's this guy killing me on the right, and there's a wall between them. So that was another mistake I made, was thinking, hey, I can pop a heal here because if this guy pushes, there's no way my teammate doesn't just immediately drop him. And there's this giant wall in the way, and there was just no way that that was going to happen. Now, I was a little, I guess, frustrated or taken aback by the fact that I did not get any real audio of this guy pushing up on me. But let's be honest, even if I had, I was already in the middle of this healing animation. There was probably nothing I could have done here. I even called out, I'm like, why weren't you shooting at him after this? And there was just a big wall in the way. So this was a bad idea. So with both of these clips, of course, there's always stupid mistakes. You can't win every fight, you know, a lot of times if you're just goofing off with a buddy or something, but there's definitely lessons to learn here. And with both of them, the kind of overarching thing is that like falling back isn't giving up a fight. It's the situational awareness of knowing when and how you can be aggressive, and when and how moving to a safer position is the better play. If I wanted to pop this heal, I should have gone back to my teammate. I probably didn't even need to, so I could have kept myself in an aggressive state and, you know, maybe hid behind these boxes and waited for this guy to peek the corner or something like that. So I hope that this helped. I hope that videos like this helped. The lessons from Beyond the Grave. I always encourage people to watch your own gameplay back if you have the ability to. OBS replay buffer, NVIDIA Shadow Play, and even the AMD one allow you to do that. But if not, I hope videos like this maybe identify stuff that you can work on or issues with your gameplay. And at the end of the day, hopefully helps you get a little bit better at Escape from Tarkov. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time to check out the video. If you like the video, think about commenting down below, liking the video, or subscribing for more content like this. I stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch. All my links will be down below. We also have an awesome Discord community if you're looking for people to hang out with and get some raids with. Juju is a channel sponsor. The link is down below. You can use code Kazam for 10% off your order. And we have merch now, which is super exciting. That link is down below as well. Thank you again for watching, and I will definitely see y'all on the next one.